Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good whatever time it is, wherever you are, whoever you are, welcome once again to Nerd Week Live, the show in which we, the folks at Nerd Caliber, and so many of the folks at Nerd Caliber, yay, are going to bring you nerd news that happened over the past week since our last show last Tuesday. And I'm Rodney Brown. I'm the editor-in-chief of Nerd Caliber, first-person shooter on Facebook as a cosplay photographer, Burley_adopter on Twitter, couple of other places doing a couple of other things. Joining me tonight, you know what? Just to make this difficult, we're going to start with the fantabulous, pink-haired, wonderful person who I haven't seen in way too long. Go. If you would introduce yourself.
I'd love to. Hi. I am Go Incognito. You might remember me from days past, as in a few weeks past. I've been around for a long time here on Nerd Caliber. I'm one of the originals, and I love being here. The reason I did all of this is because me and Ma Boasty over here are literally in the same place. So we can't talk at the same time. I absolutely love the show. I've been a part of it for ages since it began, and I'm so happy to be back.
Cool. Excellent. So glad to have you back. And while we're there in the beautiful Music City, Greg, if you would introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. Greg Snyder, aka Wonderlama Photography, and occasionally cosplay these days. I am here with my delightful and lovely friend Gogo. We've been doing some incredible shooting with some models, dancers in the area. Hopefully I'll have some stuff to post up the next time we connect. If you're in the Boston area, you're looking to do some holiday photography, Red Raven Studios, just south of Boston. We are doing holiday sets, anything from family fun to boudoir and everything in between. Find us on Red Raven Studios on Instagram or Facebook and hit us up.
Cool. Awesome. And still rocking the fedora look, Byron, if you would, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, Byron McNeil, aka Byron D0 on multiple facets of the internet. I am a little bit winded because very long story, and I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, I am a contributing writer for Nerd Caliber, social media consultant, and content creator. And I also do a little bit of art on the side. If you're familiar with the platform of webtoons, you should check out my new series, Sisterhoods.
Go do that.
It is a post-apocalyptic Little Red Riding Hood inspired adventure story. And I have 2 episodes up already, working on episode 3. Life has happened as it does. Episode 3 will be up in the next couple of weeks.
Awesome. Check that out, folks. In the chat already, Blackjack, welcome to the show. Maritza Ruiz, welcome to the show. Still love that name. Israel Levin, welcome to the show. Luminous, of course, as always, welcome back.
Hey, buddy.
Doing a quick... Now, I can't, unfortunately, I'm always plugging Twitch, he says, as he brings up the Twitch plug. This may be an AWS issue. The chat will not connect for me on Twitch. And that's consistent through any Twitch thing I have up and running right now.
Interesting.
So, you know, if you're saying stuff on Twitch, I can't see it for some reason. So, sorry about that. But everybody else in any of the other platforms, please feel free to weigh in on anything that, and I got that Facebook thing again that I'm temporarily blocked.
Super.
Wait, what?
This happened at a show. Look, before I get into that, we got a long show, so we're not going to get into that too deeply. If you have a Twitch account, please,
we're not. Yes.
please follow us at that URL that you see on your screen right now, twitch.tv/nerdcaliber. We'd love to have you. We're trying to grow our account there like we have on our other platforms. Just Facebook Live has, in the past couple of shows, done some really weird, stupid stuff. But like
the
I said,
metaverse is out of sync.
Yes, the metaverse. They need a betaverse there in the metaverse, is what they need.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Womp, womp,
I'm sorry. Now you can do womp womp reactions at the same time. That's okay. Yeah, just let you guys know.
Ready? Womp womp.
Ooh, hard cut. I like it.
Nice.
Anyway,
that wasn't a hard cut for you. We were just doing it. That was my John Williams impression.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, next time we'll prepare.
Okay.
We're going to do that.
So we're going to start right off, and here we are joking around, and the very first thing we're going to be talking about is something that is not joking, and it's very sad. That is one of the 2 pictures I've actually been lucky enough to get of George Perez at Dragon Con. I chose this one because the other one is one of the ones where he does all the time, where he's standing out in one of those enormous groups out on the Hilton or the Hyatt steps, the Hilton steps, I think. Hilton, thank you. And this was the rare opportunity where I happened to be taking pictures of a bunch of DC cosplayers, and he was walking by, like, no joke. And the news is that on his Facebook page, George Perez announced that he has stage 3 inoperable pancreatic cancer. By the way, George Perez, if for some reason you're not deep enough into the nerd community in all aspects to know, George Perez is one of the gods of comic book art.
Yes.
He announced today this tragic news, and that he has decided he will not be trying to use any of the chemotherapy or radiation therapy that might extend his life past the 6 months to a year that he's been told that he has.
This has actually been a super secret for like a little while in his little family, of which I am a part to, with some other people who've known him for a long time. It's kind of like the cult of the George Perez, like little beard and his look. I think we knew that it was, I knew it was happening, but not to this extent, because he's always been just like comic book dad.
Yep.
He's always been a big ball of positivity, like.
Exactly. And also just one of those comic book dads that super feminists like myself are just like, hey. And he's been a fixture with us at Dragon Con for as long as I've been going, but I know he's been actually a fixture there for like 15 years.
Yeah, he's one of the few pros I've actually been able to ask for advice about with my own art career, and get to hear this, goddamn.
Yeah, it's very sad news. In the encounters I've had with him, mostly at Dragon Con, but at some other cons, he has 100% always been just about the nicest guy to fans. I never have seen him even look like he wasn't thrilled to jump into a photo with any fans that ever asked him. I mean, not like, oh, sure, or I've got to, okay, I can do it. It's always been just, sure thing, and that big smile.
It's not even like fans have to go to him. Like, there's places that have him in a booth, and other times he's just like, I'm just here. I'm just roving the con. It's like Doug Jones.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so it sucks.
It does suck. Now, I don't want to get into something like a remembrance because he's still with us, folks.
He's still here.
He's still here. He has retired from doing comic book work, retired completely, as of a few years ago. So I don't know that we're going to see any new stuff from him. But he is still with us, and he's still part of the comic community. And, I think that's the thing to hang on to for the next however long. All right. That's it, folks. Our best wishes, I think would be the best way to put it at this point, for the Perez family. and the enormous, as Gogo has already indicated, extended Perez community.
Absolutely.
All right, moving on to our next topic. This is, in case you haven't seen any of these shots, this is Colin Farrell, folks. This is Colin Farrell from one of the trailers for the upcoming movie, The Batman. The news is we finally got, I guess, sort of confirmation, although this is a Variety exclusive.
So take it with a grain of salt.
Grain of salt, but it is Variety. I mean, Variety, Deadline, The Hollywood Reporter are publications that have been around back when they actually were publications. So those are three that you know that they have deep sources. So, and they're usually right. Particularly because this is confirming something that they reported way back in September, I think. That Colin Farrell's The Penguin will be the main character of another spin-off TV series coming out of Matt Reeves's The Batman. A different one from the one we reported way back when that is going to be focused more on the Gotham PD. So that's kind of huge. I know Farrell's been doing some TV stuff lately, but this is a legit movie star.
He absolutely is. And if you've been around and you've seen me talk about him before, you know that I've met him and hung out with him on multiple occasions, and I love him dearly. He gives it his all. He hasn't aged yet. And I'm just really, I think he really shines in this genre stuff. Absolutely. Yep. Seeing him be the Penguin, I know he's at his best. I can't wait for more.
Likewise. I mean, genre stuff, yes. I love him in Bruges, which is not really genre, unless you talk.
It's a genre.
It is a genre, yeah. It's a deeply black comedy, weird.
It's Guy Ritchie genre.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't exactly what I was saying, but sure.
Yeah. No. I'm agreeing with you that I do actually really love him in genre work.
Yeah.
As awful as the reboot of Total Recall was, he wasn't a problem in that. He was really good. And other things that he's been in, of course. Minority Report. He's fantastic in Minority Report. He is the best. It's not a high bar. Well, no, there's some other really good things, but he is the best thing about the Fantastic Beasts. So,
absolutely.
Yep.
His depiction of Daredevil was humorous. I mean, I'm in Bullseye in Daredevil.
Yeah,
you're right.
I would. Yeah, aside from the Bullseye flesh work on his forehead, which was pretty stupid, I did like it.
And how he leaned in a little too heavy on his natural accent.
Yes. I'm going to show this because I don't know enough Spanish to know whether or not it's something that should be held, but Gerardo, there's your message. I can't read it, so thanks for joining us.
On YouTube or Facebook? Is that on YouTube messages?
YouTube,
messages?
Yeah. My Facebook is still telling me that I'm temporarily blocked from actually watching the show that I'm currently streaming.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. So, anyway. This is, of course, going to be on HBO Max. We don't know when it's going to happen. This is, again, Variety just sort of confirming from their inside sources what they've already reported. Speaking of interesting combinations, casts, whatever you want to call it, this is, of course, Dave Bautista. The news is, it's just blows my mind, that Dave Bautista is going to star in M. Night Shyamalan's next movie called Knock at the Cabin.
Oh, dear.
Nice meeting you, Dave.
No, I still believe.
You still believe? Old, which is Shyamalan's most recent, actually did pretty well at the box office.
Ding dong.
So, maybe he's coming back?
Unless the material itself is just utter, complete garbage, he's got enough charisma and chops to probably carry it pretty well.
Yep.
There was that weird, was it vampire? No, it was zombies. It was a zombie thing Dave Bautista, like superstars.
Oh yeah,
in
yeah.
that.
The Zack Snyder, the zombies in Las Vegas one.
Sorry, I just love everything about zombies and post-apocalyptic, and I was like, no, baby, no. and I did watch it. I watched it twice.
Baby, what are you doing?
No, baby, what are you doing? Exactly. I'm going to protect him with every ounce of my being through all his bad decisions because he's a righteous dude.
He's a very righteous dude.
So I'm gonna try my best.
Yeah, follow his Twitter. It's he is a righteous dude.
Righteous dude.
And again, Shyamalan has been kind of on the up as compared to his lowest points. So maybe this could be a good thing. And of course,
one step forward, two steps back, I guess.
Well, yeah.
Glass.
Bautista is too tough to have this, something, if it goes south, ruin his career. Yeah. He's just,
Does the article say whether Shyamalan is writing or directing or both? Because maybe if they get some better writers and he's just directing, it's got a little more potential.
It's a Shyamalan joint, as Spike would say, so write and direct.
Interesting.
No.
And also produce, along with somebody named Ashwin Rajan.
No.
So, yeah. I don't know. Hey, we'll have to see how it turns out. Fingers crossed that it's not career damaging.
Fool me once, Shyamalama Ding Dong.
Yeah, but I mean, there are other, look at all of the absolute garbage scripts that David Goyer has written, and has also written some of the best, nerd genre entertainment movies. So,
fair.
Yeah. And I would say exactly the same thing about Lindelof, and how he destroyed the end of Lost. And Watchmen was one of the best series HBO has ever done.
Yes.
Okay.
We're focusing on something together.
Okay.
Okay, we're looking at, of course, Dune.
Yes.
As companions, and that our boy Dave Bautista just also finished up Knives Out 2.
Oh, good point.
All right.
Yeah. So again, as long as he works with people like that, Ryan Johnson, Denis Villeneuve, let's let him have a Shyamalan or two.
Well, yeah, I mean, Blade Runner 2049 was the best thing that ever happened to him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I chose that.
Well,
yeah. I would
say Drax was probably the best thing that ever happened to him. That catapulted his career.
Right.
Yeah, but Blade Runner was what cemented him as a solid actor.
As a real actor and not just a big dude in makeup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although, if you had seen the third Riddick movie, he had a absolute, stellar turn as, he's a bad guy, but a really sympathetic bad guy that you could understand. And it was really surprising. Better than the lead bad guy. And so I think that was his first movie.
There's one other interesting in that same Deadline article that we're using for our sourcing here. There's a little thing right at the bottom. Bautista is also attached to star in and produce a Lethal Weapon style action film with Jason Momoa.
Yeah. I'll watch that. I'll watch.
Yeah. I will watch that.
I'll watch the hell out of that.
I want to hear them turn to each other and say, "We're getting too old for this bleep."
Well, Lethal Weapon style. Remember, I don't know if you've seen this, and it's not really nerd, so we haven't covered it. But apparently, Mel Gibson is going to be making Lethal Weapon 5. So,
can we just not with Mel Gibson and just take over exactly? Can we just
next generation?
100%.
All you nerd actors who've been doing nerd things who are doing Lethal Weapon?
Not so much.
Yeah. They did a series of it. That's all we need. Stop it. All right. Time to move on. This is a screenshot from the movie Wanted, and the reason I picked that is because if I put up a picture of the director, Timur Bekmambetov, nobody's going to know who that is. But the news is that he has been chosen to make movies or some sort of entertainment out of what is apparently what this deadline calls in a terrible, terrible term, Stan Lee's horror universe, unexploited horror works is the way they put it. So apparently, Stan Lee's production company, POW, or POW exclamation point, had or has in its catalog two things that just nothing ever happened, as far as I can tell. I searched for art for this. There was no comic books made of these or anything. Something called Sawbones and something called Carnival of Killers. And Bekmambetov is going to be making these two things with POW Entertainment actually, in the driver's seat as executive producers and so on. Reading between the lines, this sounds like POW is basically, they pulled out the drawer of, non-projects and went, ooh, here's a couple of things that have Stan's name on it. Let's make movies and make money.
I mean, the last time I watched a product that wasn't Marvel that was connected to Stan Lee, it was a really milquetoast animated movie called The Condor.
Oof.
Yes.
Yeah. So this could turn out to. Go ahead.
I was like, yeah. If you've never heard of it, you're not missing anything.
Nope. I got no feelings about this one way or the other.
Yep.
Could turn out to be really interesting. Could turn out to be, literally a cash grab and pure garbage. His Russian horror vampire series Night Watch is adored.
Yeah. Solid.
Yeah, no, that was real. That was a thing.
So he could turn these into really interesting stuff. We'll have to see. Again, early days, we have no idea if either of them will wind up coming into fruition of some sort. So just a heads up for you guys to pay attention to, and we will do the same. That is, of course, the amazing Cobie Smulders as Maria Hill from, I believe, the first Avengers movie. And this news is kind of like this wasn't already announced sort of thing, but the news is that she's going to be coming back in Secret Invasion to play Maria Hill alongside Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson, and all the other cast members that have been announced for that already. Ben Mendelsohn as Talos, Olivia Colman, Emilia Clarke, Kingsley Ben-Adir, Christopher McDonald, and Killian Scott. So
that's quite a lineup.
That is quite a lineup,
Did
actually.
not know Olivia Colman had been cast in that. I'll show up for anything she's in.
Yep.
I'll give a try for Emilia Clarke because I'd love
Also.
to see her actually do a thing because I know she's really good. I don't want her to just be Daenerys.
Yep.
And
the
no more rom-coms, please.
Yeah, the rom-com Christmas thing.
Yeah.
No, we don't do rom-coms in my house. Do I look?
I've never seen it. I just know that it exists.
Same.
Also, Cobie Smulders is my husband's girlfriend, and I will support her
Okay.
forever and a day.
Now
The
let's
real
just
Smulders.
let's be clear. I think the term is waifu.
I love it.
Not in my house.
Unless
No.
you're telling us something, well, anyway.
My girlfriend from Canada, you wouldn't know it.
There you go, my girlfriend.
No. We don't do what I am the waifu.
Oh, there you go.
No,
All right.
Cobie Smulders is my husband's girlfriend, so we love everything she does, always, all the time, always.
So the one question I have is, will there be a cameo by Robin Sparkles?
It might be continuity breaking, but I'll allow it. We do have the multiverse.
Let's go to the
As long as
crawl.
Ted Mosby's not involved,
Yes.
I'm here for it.
No.
Anyway, that's enough references to How I Met Your Mother. All right, moving on to our next bit of interesting casting, and I find this even more interesting. That is, of course, Awkwafina from Shang-Chi. And if you haven't seen it and you get an opportunity, go watch it. It's amazing. The news is that Awkwafina has been cast in Renfield, the upcoming horror Dracula adjacent story starring Nicholas Hoult and, as we reported last week, Nick Cage.
As Dracula.
As Dracula.
Make it more serious.
And I'm kind of confused as to what role she's going to be playing. I mean, is this our Mina Harkness?
Ooh. There's a thought.
No.
Yeah.
Could she be? Oh God, I don't know. I mean, you could just throw out a lot of names from the book, but
I like her, but I feel like Awkwafina plays Awkwafina.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very
And
much so.
I feel almost bad for her because she's Awkwafina who plays Awkwafina at such an early age, where you get that later in life with so many other actors and personalities. And so I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
She's the Chinese Michael Cera.
Yeah. All right. That's actually
Yeah.
that's a good call.
Not
Great
at all
observation.
incorrect at all. Also, I just love Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I also know a whole bunch of stuff, yes, that he went through in early Hollywood.
Holt? Really?
Hmm.
Well,
As a young, beautiful human. So I give him all my love and I just love him to
I
bits.
don't
and
remember
think
him ever being in a Kevin Spacey movie, but anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Awkward.
awkward, but it gets worse, and we'll talk about that
Okay,
another.
that's
Yep.
for another show.
After the show.
So this is interesting. So they're saying that it's believed to take place in present day, i.e., it's not a Victorian era period piece. On the one
Boy.
hand, Nick Cage is Nick Cage. He's going to take
He's
every
gonna
bit of
play-
scenery and
Yeah.
chew it.
Even when he's not talking, he chooses scenery.
Exactly. Nicholas Hoult,
No.
if you've watched The Great, you know that he can play everything from a war boy to a fully deranged
He's
czar with mama
just
issues.
really good.
And Awkwafina is
to
a
the
big
beast.
personality who can probably keep up and hold her own with these two giant stars.
I'm
In
calling
what?
it.
In what role?
In what role?
I'm calling it right now. She is going to be Dracula's sassy wolf assistant.
I was thinking she could be Van Helsing.
No,
That would be hilarious.
no,
It would
I
be
don't
terrible,
want, I
but it
don't
would be
want,
funny.
No, I mean, fine. But I mean, there should be multiple movies where she does that exactly. Didn't we have like a Gene Wilder movie?
Uh-oh.
Was
We lost Byron's video.
My camera. I don't even understand what happened.
All right.
Oh,
Well, you're
no,
still
but-
with us, Byron. So,
There we go.
There we go.
There
All
we
right.
go. Anyway,
So wait and see. Hopefully we get some more news about that soon.
I don't
All right.
get it.
and that is a good point. We will keep up. They seem to be dropping news about this like every other week. So we'll keep you informed as we hear about it. Speaking of Shang-Chi, that is, of course, Simu Liu as... Am I the only one who thinks of that horrible Liberty Mutual emu ad now?
No.
Limu emu, whenever I say
We don't-
Simu
we don't-
Liu.
we don't know it.
Okay.
I try to forget it.
As you should. Anyway,
We don't know
It's
it.
bad.
my problems aside, the news is actually not about the actor, but about the director of this movie. And again, with some of these things, I didn't bring up the picture of the director because you're going to go, gee, who's that person? That director is Destin Daniel Cretton, and the news is that Cretton has signed a deal with, Disney in general, but jointly with Marvel Studios and a part of Hulu that I didn't even know existed called Onyx Collective. That is an overall exclusive development deal for doing stuff in Disney Plus, with MCU series. They've confirmed that he will be doing a Shang-Chi sequel. So this is the first we've heard that there's definitely a sequel going to be happening.
Iron Fist.
Yeah, God, please. Please, an MCU Iron Fist. Yes. Yes, please. In this article, there is no indication of what might be coming from Cretton in this, I'm assuming, big payday deal. But I'm with Byron. That's right up on my wish list.
Yep.
Please, Santa.
This is this is fascinating. I mean, it sounds like there's the potential for a lot of different programming. There's a bit in the piece that definitely ties in with, Shang-Chi and everything Simu Liu was talking about being one of the first Asian actors to have a major starring lead role in a Marvel movie. The production team that Cretton is part of is saying they really want to focus on highlighting experiences of communities that have often been overlooked in pop culture. So we could see more Pacific Islanders. He's born in Hawaii, so Pacific Islanders, Hawaiian, Black BIPOC. It'd be great to see people bringing that much more broad, diverse storytelling ethos.
Yep.
And absolutely, also as a DJ in that culture right now, I want to say that Indigenous Hawaiian music is completely making it into the mainstream in terms of Grammy nominations. Like
I mean, we already have like a hero in the Marvel mythos that's ripe for that setup in Sunfire.
True. Sunfire is Japanese, but
he's very well but he's connected to like the Hawaiian culture, though, isn't he?
Probably. I you know what? I don't recall if he is Japanese by way of Hawaii or if he is in fact Japanese Islander Japanese. Somebody in the chat who knows a little bit more about this, let me know. It's been a while. Of course, Sunfire is a mutant, so yeah. We're going to have to wait to see whether or not mutant stuff happens anytime soon. Whatever he does to increase the diversity, I'm 100% on board. And, Shang-Chi was a wonderful movie. I think, anything he's going to do is going to be excellent. My entire screen just glitched.
Nope.
That's a little weird.
no,
Everyone's having problems tonight.
Yeah. I mean, we're still on. I can see us
man.
still streaming on our various things. So, So let's move on to our next topic before we go off the air. You got something that works, milk the hell out of it. So Amazon is doing another spin-off of The Boys, an animated spin-off called Diabolical. They already announced that they're doing the Gilmore Girls isn't the right word. Gossip Girls in college version of The Boys spin-off that's going to be happening. And now this is an animated series. It will tell, quote, untold stories in the world of The Boys from a whole bunch of different creators, including, Aquafina.
but
She's everywhere.
no, she's everywhere. But
Garth Ennis, of course, from The Boys. Producers of The Boys, Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen. Justin Roiland.
Oh boy,
Andy Samberg and Aisha Tyler. So
I gotta say, this riding heavy on the heels of Super Crooks. I'm wondering if that's just a coincidence.
no.
Yeah.
But no, sure. Go ahead.
Nothing's a coincidence, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Lana Glacier, Seth Rogen, Justin Roiland, Andy Samberg, and Aisha Tyler. Can we just take a moment?
I love me some Aisha Tyler.
Yes. And of course, celebrate in that also knowing that Aisha Tyler doesn't do anything without, she does everything like with, help me here.
Panache.
That's it.
Style, commitment.
Style,
Yeah,
panache,
she doesn't have
commitment,
at all.
and earlier expectations. She just doesn't jump into a project. We can see that maybe with Alana Glacier because she is new. But Aquafina is not, give or take, Seth Rogen. Okay, Justin Roiland.
I can see him knocking the doors off of this one.
Yep.
This is right up his alley, definitely.
This is a whole thing, guys. This is
Are we going to see a Boys Rick and Morty crossover?
Oh Yes.
Let's
I think
go.
you'd have to get Dan Harmon involved in that, to decide that. And honestly, I've heard wonderful things. I don't think I've seen any of Roiland's, like Solar Opposites or so on, individual non-Rick and Morty stuff. I hear they're great.
I watched all of Solar Opposites. It's adorable.
It's good.
Right.
It's fun. It's cute. It's
Rick and Morty with a funnier a more traditional premise and 100% less nihilism.
And a nuclear family that has no gender.
Cool. And I was going to say it's kind of a segue into our next piece, but not really, because this person absolutely has a gender, but certainly falls into an awful lot of the, let's just say into the LGBTQ plus community, and that is the amazing Laverne Cox. The news here is that Laverne Cox has been set to star in a dystopian fantasy movie directed by McG called Uglies. And the premise of this is really interesting. It's set in a world in which a compulsory operation at 16 makes everyone pretty by conforming to an ideal standard of beauty. And they're saying that Joey King is probably going to be playing the lead character, Tally Youngblood. This is based on a novel. Cox's role has not yet been disclosed. I really like the potential of the commentary that's going to be coming down the road on this movie. It looks looks very interesting.
It's the sort of the tagline of in a world in which a compulsory operation at 16 makes everyone pretty by conforming them to an ideal standard of beauty. Us old farts here probably immediately think of the classic Twilight Zone episode, Eye of the Beholder.
Yep.
That's the first thing that came to mind for me. But it certainly sounds fascinating, and bringing Laverne is incredibly talented. She's charismatic as hell.
So talented.
Yes.
It's got the potential to be pretty funky.
Yep. I also brought to mind the Vonnegut story about everybody being equal by having the same.
Harrison Bergeron.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God, that is one of my all-time favorite short stories.
For sure.
So yeah, and it's McG directing, so he certainly can do very exciting things. Whether he can capture what really needs to be a very strong message film, which it sounds like this is, has to be seen.
I think I want to say that she can lead it.
Well, she's not the lead, according to this article. They don't think, in fact, they don't know what character she's playing. But she can certainly bring an awful lot to her, maybe co-lead, maybe strong secondary character, whatever it is.
Well, she's definitely a seat filler.
Yeah, and that. Good point.
All right.
Moving on to our next topic.
Right.
This is... I'm kind of conflicted about this. This is an image from the trailer for season 2 of Raised by Wolves. If you go back to one of our very early full fat spoiler chats, Raised by Wolves, the first season was one of the things we talked about, and it was very much a mixed bag. The production design is amazing. It was in the first season. It looks just as interesting with some new stuff thrown in the second season. But, it's kind of a thing, trying to make sense of it and not from the fact that it's Evangelion-esque esoteric, trying to make sense of it because, it doesn't make sense. But if you watched it and you liked it, or if you're thinking that it may deserve, another chance to, pull you in, check out the trailer. Did anybody check out the trailer?
Not yet.
I haven't watched the first season. So.
I didn't. I really didn't like the first season.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at all. So, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I like things about it. But yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat, Gogo. I was very iffy, and I'm not sure that I'm going to be. I'll give season 2 at least a shot and see whether or not it improves some of the things that I found problematic.
Yeah. Okay. No, I didn't like it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can see why. There's a lot of, I guess, kind of body horror. It has Cronenbergian elements for sure.
And I'm sometimes okay with that. I don't like slasher, but I'm fine with monsters. I'm iffy on body horror, but Cronenberg, I'm usually okay. But
yeah,
no, that one didn't work for me.
Yeah, it had a high ick factor.
I didn't like it.
Well, maybe you'll love this one. The second trailer for Peacemaker dropped. Peacemaker, of course, being the upcoming TV series on HBO Max that is a spin-off from James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, starring John Cena as kind of...
Oh, God, what the fuck?
Exactly.
Okay. Yep.
All right, so it sounds like somebody has seen this trailer. Feel free to jump in.
It's stupid.
It's stupid? Well, yeah. In the good ways.
No, it's stupid good. I think I give him all the props for literally John Cena literally coming through and being like, I don't know. I feel like he's trying to follow in The Rock's footsteps, but doing his own way, which I absolutely appreciate. He's just like, no. And now I'm going to do my own, and that's great. But they've given him, like, it's hard. Like, he's gotten a lot of roles where it's like, man, it's hard to love you.
I kind of like that about, the fact that he's going out of his way to play bad guys.
Okay.
Knowing, I mean, if you follow him in his social media or anything, you know what a wonderful guy he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a total wonderful dude. He really is. So sometimes I'm like, why, brother? Why?
And by the way,
that is a mensch. Doesn't mean I want to eat at his restaurant.
Yeah, no.
Well, true.
Guy Fieri is a mensch, but I would have him marry my children.
As long as there's no donkey sauce at the wedding.
I have no children.
To his credit, though, he's an amazing character actor.
Yeah,
he really is. No, he's been doing amazing.
Yeah,
I have nothing bad to say about this. I have nothing bad to say.
It's hilarious. The first trailer was hilarious. This is possibly funnier.
It's definitely very entertaining.
Yeah, very entertaining. And maybe even a little bit more of the Peacemaker's pathos, dealing with his relationship with his very problematic father. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. This just makes it even more so. And that's not just because John Cena is actually from a town that's about 30 miles that way. So
no, I do think he's really great. I have thought so. I also thought Amy Schumer used him to bad effect in a lot of her stuff in the beginning.
I forgot that he was even involved in any of Amy Schumer's show.
Yeah, no,
well, I try to forget Amy Schumer every chance I get.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to say, I think he rose above that because he worked with her on a lot of comedy stuff, and I think he got badly used. I think he's doing a great job. Doesn't mean I have to love his characters, though.
Throwback comment to our last topic about Raised by Wolves. Lumina says, I want to show Raised by Capybaras. Them are some cute rodents.
Please.
And then the big bad is an anaconda.
Yes, which kind of fits with the series.
Let you go.
All right, so here's the one important thing to know about this movie, and this will either put your butt in seats, or series rather, put your butt in seats, or make sure you never ever watch it. The opening sequence is going to be a musical number.
Yes.
I mean, John Cena doing a musical number, if you're not there for that, You're not there for anything.
In a show executive produced by James Gunn, super deeply involved in every second of this show.
You need to watch it. You've got to. You got to trust James Gunn. You just got to.
I have one comment to add to what Luminous just said in regard to Anaconda being that guy. As long as John Voight is not involved, I am down.
Yeah, only if he gets eaten by the anaconda this time. Well, he got eaten by the anaconda last time too. But anyway,
but in the first scene though.
Yes.
Maybe he and James, what's his face?
Spader.
No, not James Spader. The other one, James Wood.
Oh yes.
The two of them can do a thing with Tucker Carlson, and they can all kiss and have.
Yeah.
And then an anaconda eats all of them before they get to open their mouths. Anyway, moving on to our penultimate topic. Matrix Resurrections, folks, dropped another trailer. I'm going to give you everybody a warning about this one. We're not going to go too deep into what's in the trailer, but I think this particular trailer is super spoilery.
Or watch a bit of it.
Or
they're pulling an MCU and they're lying to us with a lot of the things that they are just straight up revealing in this trailer.
Bear in mind, this is Warner Brothers. They're not as smart. They're not as clever as Disney.
True, and who knows to what extent Lana Wachowski has any involvement in the crafting of the trailers. I don't know. Generally, the directors don't. It's that is straight up the marketing department of the distribution company. So, but if you don't mind the spoilers, it's just exciting as all get out. It ramps up the thrill factor from the first trailer, and then some.
That's a Wachowski though, still. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I am so excited for this. I sit there refreshing my email, waiting for the screening invite.
That's all I'm going to say is. That's a Wachowski.
Yeah, as one of the 5 fans of Speed Racer, I gotta say I am excited for this, without a doubt.
Yep.
Especially with what I saw of the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm down for whatever she's putting out, and if it has. Dirty Neo said, whatever, I'm down for it. I will support. Literally, that first Matrix was my fashion.
Oh, yeah.
As a grad student, club kid, whatever, it was literally my life for like a whole year. I will give her everything she needs.
Yep.
And
it revolutionized the film industry.
It did. No pun intended for the third movie.
Go to hell.
I mean, let's be honest. The graphics, the visuals, the action set pieces, there's no question they were going to be par excellence. Does the story have anything to say? That's all I want to know. I mean, the second and third movies were like, okay, those were, okay, not great. I've seen worse. But to go back to that universe at this point in time, spend the amount of money that 2.5-minute trailer, you could probably figure out about how much they spent based on the trailer alone. That's as big a budget movie as we'll see in 2021.
I'd like
to. I think there's still something to be said from that franchise, though.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's what I'm waiting to find out.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I was saying. Is this was literally so seminal when I was growing up. It was everything. It changed my punk rock gothness completely. Even I'm a club kid, and now I have to wear leather. No, it was utterly and completely a thing. Also, having an icon like Trinity was a whole thing for my generation and earlier generations. that was just so perfect because she was just like, you know,
that was a look you didn't see at that point.
Exactly.
There were no other actresses
Nope.
So just if you haven't seen the trailer or looked at any of the sort of trailer breakdowns or anything, without getting into any of the spoilery sort of stuff, the first trilogy for sure. Textually, it was about the conflict of humanity versus its own technology. Subtextually, it was about identity, and in many ways, gender identity, every kind of identity, and we found out that was definitely the subtext later on with the Wachowskis' life. This indicates that it's getting even deeper into layers and levels of identity. And also, and I didn't even think about this as another subtext, Keanu Reeves is just quoted as saying this recently, that the first movie was also about humanity's first connection with the early internet. And this movie is, at least at one level, about humanity's current connection to the internet and social media.
So it's going to be garbage.
About, not inspired by. So
I mean,
goodness,
I hope.
It, like, that kind of story can be told really well given the right machine. Like, I compare that to, like, this is gonna be my anime recommendation for the night. If you want to watch some social media, social media done right, Gatchaman Crowds, the first season, just the first season. It does a lot of that. Like, it does a lot of that, where discussing the power of trolls and the power of social media,
That's
told
true.
in like a battle series.
I can't recommend it as strongly as Byron. I actually never made it past like episode 5.
You gotta write it out.
All right.
You gotta write it out. It's a slow burn.
All right. So our last topic, we're back in Trailerville, of course. And oh my God. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
Part 1, people. They're dooning this on us. Yes.
A double whammy there.
A double whammy.
I want more SpiderVerse movies, so I'm okay with this.
Oh, 100% okay with this. So yeah, this dropped back on December 4th. The first teaser for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Part 1, which will be coming out October 7th, 2022. God damn, does this thing still look good. Damn.
Yes, absolutely.
Gibbs. I'm just saying it now.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm never going to remember that. Absolutely. You dibs it sometime in September 2022. Otherwise, ain't going to happen.
Let's go round robin so we don't interrupt ourselves. Go. What do you think?
I'm here for it. I wanted it. That's why I put it on the docket. Oh my God, I want it right now.
Put it in my veins.
I had a wonderful conversation before I went to the first one with my mother, who knows that I came up working through animation. Also my husband. And I was like, we're going to go watch this tonight. And she was like, that's amazing. We went and we watched it, the first Spider-Verse, and we came home and she was like, did it change your world? And I was like, yes, mother. It did. And I'm living for it. It's one of those ones I come to all the time. And this first little teaser, also, I'm just like, oh God, teenagers' awkwardness. Oh Jesus, just put your socks away, child.
Well, he may actually be out of his teens. You remember, he's in a dorm now.
Well, then he should put his socks and underwear away. Also, Gwen being one of my absolute favorite actresses. What is her name?
Haley Steinfeld.
Thank you, Haley Steinfeld. No, not Seinfeld. Haley
Steinfeld. Our beloved Kate Bishop.
Yes.
Yes, who was also
Katie, you'll get an arrow in the eye.
also the protagonist in Bumblebee, who was also in Dirk Gently, who I have loved since she was young.
Geek goddess.
She's been here for all of this, and I just can't freaking wait. Spidey has been my boy since I was this big.
Oh, also she is in Arcane. Just throwing it out there.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
not okay.
All right, we got 4. There we go.
All right, well, we got 16. She's
least.
amazing. Again, also, I think this is just going to be excellent. The only thing they can do, the worst thing they can do is meh.
And this team is not going to do meh. All right, so Greg, I like your idea. Byron.
Honestly, I share a lot of the same sentiments that Gogo has, where watching it it reaffirmed why I love Spider-Man as an IP. The film did it's probably the second animated property to perfect a concept from the comics to a needle point, right up there with Spectacular Spider-Man with its depiction of Venom. You take a character that doesn't really have much to define himself with, and you make him you make him proud of his culture. You make him all about his culture, about his heritage, as a person of color should be. And the only other depiction that I've seen that does that well has been in the games.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. They nail Miles in the games just as well as Into the Spider-Verse did, and Across the Spider-Verse's teaser looks like they're going to continue to do.
They perfected Miles Morales.
Greg.
I'll echo everything everyone said so far. The Spider-Verse was, dare I say, revelatory in the storytelling, music, in the animation style, in how much it captivated you from the first scene to the closing credits and every bit in between. It was paced well. The dynamics were good. It didn't take itself super seriously. It was fun. It was so similar to Gogo's example of her mom. My wife is kind of a take it or leave it for superhero type movies, etc. We watched it when it first hit cable, and she was like, "Can we watch that again tomorrow night? That was freaking awesome. That was an amazing movie. That was really cool." And she's, she likes Spider-Man, but if she went the rest of her life without otherwise seeing a Spider-Man movie, I guarantee you she doesn't know who Tom Holland is. Let's put it that way. And just so, because we had internet problems, I watched the trailer with the sound off on another computer while we were gearing up to go on air. And without being able to follow any of the story, without knowing what they were saying to each other, just looking at the visuals on a small laptop screen, I was like, yep, they still have same basic stylistic concepts, but they're taking it even bigger, even more interesting. And I can't,
as animation should.
It's so cute. Again, I get my Haley Steinfeld. Thank you very much. I get my oh gosh, who's the voice of Miles Morales? I'm sorry.
Shamik Moore.
Yep.
Thank you. I'm just not a mega fan of his as I am for Haley, but they both do it correctly, and it's so cute. I just love it.
Is Awkwafina in this?
No, God, please, no. No, maybe, sure. There are plenty of roles Awkwafina could play. Thank you.
Silk.
So be in everything.
Let's
Rodney, what's your take?
wrap this up. Everybody said everything that needs to be said about this, so I'll just point out two things that I thought were super cool. First off, when Gwen looks at her own sketch in Miles' sketchbook, the childhood embarrassment of a crush just wham right back there in the back of the neck, 50 years ago. Just like, oh, yep, all right. They nailed that perfectly. And secondly,
I felt that as an artist. I'm just like, I was so in Miles' perspective. I'm just like, oh, fuck.
exactly. There's your 1F. And Spider-Man 2099, folks. Holy crap!
Oscar Isaac!
We also have news for that, and
Oh, well, I think Rodney was just alluding to it. Who's been cast to play that?
Fire away. I didn't actually look that far down.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac!
Holy shnikes.
I can top that, guys.
That's a good get.
He said he has one condition: don't make me boring.
I don't think he could.
And they said, challenge accepted.
I think I think I'm seeing, because down in the bottom of this article, is this what you're going for, Byron?
Issa Rae.
As?
Jessica Drew.
Spider-Woman.
Spider-Woman.
And Japanese Spider-Man will be in the movie.
I mean, it's
multiverse.
Would
give it to us.
Hiroyuki Sanada.
Don't know who, but sure. I'm down on that. Anyway, folks.
Also, Oscar Isaac just being like, I want to be in this. I'm totally into this. My one constraint is, don't make me boring.
Now, when you say wants to be in this, let's make absolutely sure we're talking about Oscar Isaac has confirmed he's in this, yes or no?
Going back to
I'm
the
looking
one...
at that, the article on IGN, it just says Oscar Isaac Spider-Man 2099 is seen attacking Miles in the first teaser. So,
I missed that.
I had the sound off, so I didn't hear the voice behind it.
Yeah,
His voice is...
I don't think you ever actually hear his voice.
Okay.
In this teaser. But hey, this is a cast I am 100%. I mean, I love the cast of Into the Spider-Verse.
Completely.
Mahershala Ali, always, forever, in anything. But this cast, yes, please. All right, folks.
And you just made my day when you told me that Japanese Spider-Man was going to be in it.
Yes.
As a Tokusatsu fanboy, I support a cameo from the Emissary of Hell.
All right, folks. I believe we need to wrap this up within pretty close to an hour. So that's it for the show, folks. Does anybody else? I do have one, but does anybody else have a could we please or could we not?
I got one.
Byron.
We're coming up close on a premiere of one of the biggest movies of the year, No Way Home. When you see it, respect the unspoken laws on the internet. Do not spoil. Do not spoil. Do not effing spoil.
Bingo. Agreed 100%. Everybody who knows me on social media knows my policy. Those people who are no longer my friends on social media really know my policy. And my could we... Oh, anybody else? I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Rodney.
So my could we not is... could we not pass around the internet clickbait headlines that present information as factual that aren't in fact factual? And this is about the Charlie Cox, Kevin Feige news that if, and hopefully when, Daredevil lands in the MCU, Charlie Cox will 100% be that Daredevil, according to Kevin Feige. The initial article had that correct, that with all of the cautionary statements there, and every other follow-on article that I saw that was passed around the internet said Charlie Cox returning to the MCU. That is not what Feige said. He said that if Daredevil happens, it'll be Charlie Cox. So please, one, and there's no way I'm going to stop this because it's their business model, but please, you sites, stop doing the clickbait stuff. But please, folks, read the article before you pass around that clickbaity headline, and click on the one where, if it's a good site, they've actually linked to the accurate article, and then pass that article around. Please. Anyway. So that's it, folks. Coming up, obviously, we want you to go visit our Patreon page, patreon.com/nerdcaliber. If you get a chance to go there, check it out, please. If you are of the mind, we'd love to have you as a patron. We got 3 tiers, $2 for the lowest tier. It helps us get to more cons, bring you more content here on YouTube, bring you more photo galleries out there onto nerdcaliber.com, and so on. And that's it for our show. Let's go back around this way now that everybody's moved because Byron's video went wonky, and start again with Gogo. Give us a goodbye.
Hi, I'm Gogo Incognito. I've been a long-time contributor and hostess. It's such a role. You can find me on Instagram at Gogo_Incognito. I'm also the newest local DJ on SiriusXM's Radio Margaritaville, and that's crazy. It's a wonderful, so you can hear me on Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday nights. But again, if you want to see some sissy stuff, then you come find me on Instagram at Gogo_Incognito.
Awesome. Greg.
Hi, everybody. Bye, everybody. Greg Snyder, aka Wonder Llama. We are going to have some, I will have some cool photography that we did with my partner in crime here in Nashville. And again, if you're in the Boston area, we're doing holiday photo shoots at Red Raven Studios just outside of Boston. Hit us up. We can do some fun stuff with you. And we will hopefully safely see folks at some upcoming cons in the new year.
Yes, 100% agreed. Byron.
Hey guys, Byron McNeil, aka Byron D0. And if you like cool nerdy Christmas cards, you should check out my Instagram. I'm posting a couple of ideas. So I'm selling them cheap, $15. Inbox me if you're interested. It's on BD0Art. That's BDZEROART.
On the Instas. Byron, awesome. Thank you very much. And that's it for me. That's it for us. Everybody in the chat, thank you very much. Luminous, good night, and wonderful commentary. And we will see you at an upcoming show. Thursday is Lost in Space, the final season of the reboot, season 3, for Full Fat Spoiler Chat. So hopefully we'll see you then. Otherwise, folks, please stay safe. Please keep that Omicron away from your face and use the masks. Do the stuff you're supposed to. Get them boosters if you can. Yeah, there we go. What do we got for the shirt there? Oh.
I'm going to try to.
Samurais murdering coronaviruses.
There we go.
I love it.
Awesome. All right, that's it, folks. Have a good night. Bye.